Oh my God. Hello. Happy Monday. It is so good to be back. I feel like I'm home. It took forever to be able to do another stream, but here I am. I've been very, very busy. I started a new job and it is tearing my ass down the street. This is one of the hardest jobs I think I've ever had to work at. Like actually do work. Because usually when I start a job, I just settle into it and I'm like, oh, I master it pretty quickly and I'm not that worried about it. This one is really challenging me, but I'm getting there. Um, but the point is just very busy, 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 busy. So I finally have a moment to stream. So here I am. This week, the schedule is going to be a little wobbly. I'll stream tonight. Tomorrow and Wednesday, we're going to go back to the midday streams. And then Thursday and Friday, I'll do another stream like this in late afternoon, early evening. So anyway, what's up, folks? Oh, I need to drop the link, don't I? Hang on. One second. What's been going on? I haven't even really been online for like 4 or 5 days, it feels like. I haven't looked at news other than glance for a few seconds. Oh my God. So, okay, this is the most exciting thing so far. See, things feel normal again. I'm plugged into the internet. I'm getting internet news. What happened? Is he not playing in the drama sector anymore? Hang on. All right, there you go. The link should be pinned. Hey, Beak, what's up? Are you here for a brain teaser? I had a prompt I was gonna put up, but we can do a brain teaser as well. Welcome. Um, let me do the prompt first since I just pulled it up. Okay, here's a good one. I guess I'll throw it in there and see what we do with it. Cause he still comes around here. I see him in the chat, and he's been on panel a few times. What do people keep calling a misunderstanding when it's really a pattern? What's the difference between like a momentary one-off event that's just a misinterpretation, miscommunication, misunderstanding, and what's actually part of a pattern? When does it become a pattern? I always think a pattern is two. Two is the if something repeats more than once, it could be the beginning of a pattern. So I keep my eye on anything that is twice. All right, there's the prompt. Let's get a brain teaser. All right, one. No, you've already done that one, I think. Besides, I worry what this crowd's gonna do with it. Oh, all right. I think I will throw this one in. We'll start with this one. Okay, here's the brain teaser for today. I am always coming, but never arrive. Happy Monday. All right, getting back to the prompt. I mean, I can think of many things. Well, the question is when does it become a pattern? Because I can think of many things that are misunderstanding. That happens to me all the time. My whole life is one misunderstanding after another. Um I guess I have a few layers of answers to this question, and the link should be pinned. So anybody that wants to come up and join in the conversation. Look, speaking of, hello, Mike. Welcome. You're in the ballpark. You're getting close. Um, all right, this thing. Now, one thing I can say, I can take individual random misunderstandings throughout my life, across my life, and I can notice just general patterns in them. So any misunderstanding given enough time has the potential to be part of a pattern of something. So if you rule out broad stuff like that, um how do you I think part of it comes on how much you know the person. Like when does it become, cuz a lot of times, especially when I'm getting to know someone or I don't know someone very well, initial communication breakdowns, initial conflict can seem like a personal thing between those 2 people, and as I get to know them, I can see, oh, that's just their pattern. Like, I was taking something personal that I didn't realize was just part of their pattern. Once I learn someone's pattern, and that's where I try to learn them very early, I can kinda know what to personalize from that and what's just part of their pattern. But in the beginning, when you don't fully know the pattern, it's hard there's a tendency to take things more personally than they probably are. To sit and have a real conversation is so precious. Um, I don't ever know when you're trolling, when you're fully trolling or not, because you're so good at it. But people tell me that all the time about having these real conversations being precious, or like intelligent people having, because it's hard for some people to find people that can have conversations with the range and depth and breadth that they can fully get something out of. But and I hear that all the time. But for me personally, I've never had trouble having a real conversation with I wherever I am, I can have a real conversation with somebody on the bus. Because a conversation to me is a very unique organism, a unique entity, a unique moment in time, and it's a unique combination of those two people, those two unique individuals collaborating for that moment. So it starts out as anything, and where it goes depends on the two people. So it's kind of like an art form. And so I can take any conversation as the beginning of that art form and collaborate with the other person and see where it goes and take it to different places. So for me, any conversation can become a real conversation very quickly. No troll, life is too short. It really is. And like you would know that from recent events, and we would all know that from what we believed about recent events. Mike, why don't you come up? Because we thought we almost lost you. That hit me hard when I heard. It was a message. Somebody messaged me and said, "Did you hear the news?" And it was one of those, just like a shock. It went through my everything stopped, and a shock went through my body. And I couldn't process that. It was unreal. The whole thing just seemed unreal. I hate death. I've never handled it well. I don't do death well at all, even as a kid. Pets, people. And I was very fortunate because I didn't really lose anybody super close to me as a kid until I was like late teenager, adulthood. So I didn't have any like grief, shock, or trauma growing up, other than pets. Those were hard. Even today, they're hard. Are you talking about from like a few months ago, or did something new happen? Or when you were passed out in the yard? I didn't know it was 2 days. That's weird that somebody could stay in their front yard for 2 days. That would not ever happen, really anywhere I live without like the neighbors somehow getting involved or notifying someone or just saying, what is this person doing in their front yard for 2 days? It seems like it takes a very detached and focused, narrowly focused society to be either that oblivious or that unconcerned about somebody on their front lawn for 2 days. Oh, you were unconscious for 2 days. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's gotta be scary. Of course, you weren't even conscious at the time to be scared, but because I've had blackouts and those are scary. Those are some of the scariest moments. And I didn't even know what they were at the time, and I kept having them. This was right after I lost Mike, and my body was processing everything, alcohol, food, everything differently. I was in shock. And, it was the speed at which you drink, like how fast your blood alcohol content spikes. And if it goes up too quickly, you have the blackouts. And all kind of stuff was I fell off a mountain. We were hiking. A lot of it happened while I was with my friends hiking. And we would take beers hiking, and we would sip on beers. I fell off the side of a mountain. I was 10 foot down into a ravine, and they had to come and like get me out and help me back up the trail. And I have no memory of any of that. Well, here's the thing. There's no sit still. There's not only is that button not broken, it's not even there. I didn't even come with a sit still button. I've had it my whole life. I'm not even aware it's happening. So for me to even do something about it, I have to be conscious that it's even going on, and I never am. But it's a legitimate comment because when I first started doing this, that's one of the first things I was concerned about is what about the rocking? I was doing it with friend. My first channel, it was me and some friends. So it was like a joint venture. And I said, guys, like I'm really worried about the rocking. I don't want it to be distracting or turn away viewers. Like, is it something that we should discuss and worry about? And they all said, no, just be yourself and see what happens. And nobody really said anything. And then it just became so natural after that that I'm like, okay, well, it's not driving away viewers. Um, yeah, many of us rock, stem, fidget, jump around. Sometimes it's the leg moves up and down, flapping. And I don't even know if anybody really knows why. It's just something that our nervous systems do for sometimes it's stress. Sometimes you can notice patterns to it of when it happens. Sometimes it's just random. For me, it feels like discharge. Like I have a lot of energy and it needs to be discharged constantly. Well, that's what this channel's about. That's why I built this. This is the one little place in the entire world, other than my own home, like my own space, where I can be myself. I set the norms here. So I try to normalize me, which is honestly what I've had to do most of my life. Wherever I go, I'm never the norm ever. I never fit an existing norm. I always have to renormalize it for myself. Some environments are easier than others, but I a lot of times I end up having to build my own from scratch. All right, what else is going on? Any other thoughts about the prompt, which was or the brain teaser? Okay, here's the prompt. What do people keep calling a misunderstanding when it's really a problem? And the brain teaser is I am always coming, but never arrive. I had more stuff to say about this one. Let me see if I can get it back. But yeah, knowing when it's a pattern or not, which again I think is key to this question, is depends on how much knowledge you have about the person, the situation. It really over time, the more knowledge you have about the people involved, it's easier to distinguish what's a misunderstanding or what's a pattern. Like if it's with a random stranger out in public that I'm never going to see again, I don't really take the time to bother to figure out if it's a pattern or not because there's no point. But if it's a coworker, a friend, a relationship, a family member, somebody that is going to show up in my life, it might be worth trying to figure out. I think it's always good to try to figure out what the pattern is. Like anyway, I'm a pattern person anyway. I'm always looking. I don't even consciously try to find patterns. Um, is that the answer to the brain teaser? That is correct. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow is always coming, but never getting here. But the future was pretty close too. Beak had said future. But either way, I mean, it depends on what the thing is because misunderstandings are usually r- literal misunderstandings. You misheard Okay, can you hear me now? Is it better? Hello, hello. Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's because I usually have a panel by now, and if I monologue for too long and don't have music playing in the background, my speaker goes out. It shuts off, and then my um microphone goes out with it for some reason that I haven't figured out yet. So let me correct that. Here, we'll put on. Okay, we should be good, folks. I totally forgot what I was saying, of course. It was probably something about conflict, misunderstandings, communication breakdowns. Oh yeah, the first little bump in the road. The first I was saying that when you have a new relationship, friendship, romantic, whatever, coworker, and you connect and everything's going well for a while, and everything's smooth, and you hit that first little bump. There, you can always I can always expect some kind of conflict. I've never had a relationship go completely smooth the entire duration for the whole length. Um, that first bump where everything changes from smooth to okay, something's going on here that's different. Whether it's a communication breakdown, which can also be instructive, or an actual conflict. That's the moment I start paying attention to very closely because that's the moment that's going to set the pattern for conflict in the entire rest of this particular relationship. And I start noticing, I start trying to figure out what's happening, like observing a lot, collecting data, paying attention to how it's being resolved mostly, how they handle conflict and how I handle conflict in combination with how they handle conflict. So all of that, I pay attention to. I start making my model. That's why it doesn't really take me very long to figure out relationships long term because one or two initial conflicts, and I pretty much know what I need to know about the long term potential of that relationship. We'll either get to a point where we can function with the conflict and we know what to do because we're forming each person's different. Like I resolve conflict a different way with each person. But whatever that way is, if it's healthy, you just keep when conflict happens, you resolve it and you just keep going that way. Or it's incompatible. It's just not a relationship even pursuing long term. But conflict resolution is a skill as well. It can be learned. It can be improved. You're not stuck with whatever capacity you resolve conflict at currently. All right, let's see. Well, if I don't get a panel, I'll probably end early. I was excited to get back and stream though. It felt that's how it is when I'm like trying to balance a job or an outside life and online at the same time. It's finding that balance. And my last job, it was the same way. When I started the job, it was a lot of focus. The focus seemed to be away from YouTube and more on getting integrated at the job. And this receded. And now that I think that that's happening, I'm starting to like want to bring this more into balance again. Because I was doing this for a while, like just this. 2020 is when I started during COVID, and my entire social life was online for years and years and years. And I tried to find that balance initially when things opened up, but nobody was. meeting in person. Like everybody was doing the same thing. We were all getting our needs met on here. But every time I get a taste of that in-person balance, like in-person life, that's what makes me aware of how important that balance is. If you don't have both, you don't always feel the imbalance. It's easy to get lost in one or the other. But when you have both, that's when you can see how vital both of them are. So if you're one of these 24-hour online people and have no outside life at all, if and when you first start to get one, the difference is so drastic. It like opens up an entire new part of your psyche, your world. And you feel, I don't know, I feel expanded when that happens. I feel like now more parts of me are able to that's kind of people like me that are more complex. It's hard to get all of the parts of ourselves like satisfied all at the same time or all at the same place. So a lot of us are running on some kind of restricted development, and having that balance of online and real life to me lets more of the parts come out. I don't know, I'm still learning this because y'all know my ambition is to fully cross the streams, and I think that's finally starting to happen a little bit. In fact, I had my first experience of a customer came in and came to the register, they were given their order, and they said, "Do you have a YouTube channel?" And I said, YouTube?" And they said, "Yeah, are you on YouTube?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I have a channel." They said, "I've seen you." I'm like, "Oh, wow." So that was my very first in person that knew me from YouTube. And I don't know, it was interesting. So that's what I mean. It's learning to balance. I don't know how I want to say this. It's different in person. I know we talk all the time about are the connections on this thing, are the people you meet here, are the relationships you form here, the friendships, the people you're connected to, and a lot of us have relationships off stream. So whatever you see live continues off stream in Discord, in private messages, whatever form. Are they as real life? Do they count? Do they are they legitimate friendships? And I think yes, maybe in a different way, but I do know that in person is not the same as hanging out on a computer screen. There's just something different about it. First of all, there's more like surface area. You get the whole person. So all of the little nonverbal stuff, the vibes, that's more that has way more to work with than it does just through a square. And I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think how else is different. That's a big part of it because I feel like there's more of a dance in person. Here I can just relax. There's screens between us. We're not up in each other's body space. If something happens, we're miles and miles apart. There's not going to be any like actual physical danger unless sometimes it escalates to that. I know There's stories of that, but it's not like it could happen in real life. In real life, there's way more factors, I guess, to consider than there are on here. So it brings more dimensions of the person to the interaction. Hey, Bart, what's up? Good afternoon. We are just talking about this prompt. And we had a brain teaser, but IG solved it for us. We're talking about misunderstandings, patterns, conflict, people. The stuff we usually talk about on here. Hang on one second. Let me. All right. Hey, Ricardo. It's just me today, unless you want to come up. Today I have some time to get an evening stream in. Most of the streams this week are going to be closer to this time, except for today and tomorrow. We'll go back to midday. So, yeah, I'm really just checking in, seeing what everybody's up to, getting my daily stream out. This is as much a discipline and a practice for me as it is for you guys. But I like to make sure I'm out at least once a day in case anybody else needs it. But other than that, that's really all I got. All right, I'll keep it going for a couple of more minutes and then I will wind it down. Let's get one more brain teaser. I feel like that one was kind of skimpy. Ooh. Here's an interesting one. All right. We'll end on a brain teaser. What gets wetter the more it dries? What dries? Oh, I know it. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, spend a few minutes on that if you want. And then I'll wind it down. So tomorrow and Wednesday, I'll be out at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, our usual time. And then evening streams after that. All right. I guess let me know when y'all want the answer, or just put your guesses in the chat. All right. Do you know it, Beak? It just came to me. I thought about it a little bit, and it just came to me. So I guess I'll give another minute or so, and then I'll put the answer. It gets wetter the more it dries. If I had a whiteboard, we could do Pictionary style, and I could draw the answer. I'm sure there's whiteboards online. Oh, guess what? We have a guest, folks. We'll hang out a little longer. One of our favorite British musicians. Welcome, welcome. Do you know the answer to the riddle?
Hello, Jeff.
Hello.
I don't actually. No, it doesn't spring to mind.
Okay.
No.
Well, this is what gets wetter the more it
Got it on my head,
dries.
so.
A towel. A towel.
I'm sure I've heard this before.
The more it dries, the wetter it gets. I think I should check the answer. Let me see. AI says, why is it thinking so? A towel. Oh. What's up? How are things over there? You just had an election.
That's cool. I think there's a bit of a lag.
Yeah, it is. Something's going on with your audio. You're coming in very choppy.
It's just every time when I use StreamYards, it always, my laptop now, which is great, and I'm keeping it in nick, but it always uses like 99% of my CPU.
I wonder why.
So
you're coming in very choppy, like from a CB radio.
Brain. Yeah. I don't know why.
Oh.
Maybe if I turn this.
Do you have any other microphone or any other audio?
No. Well, I do actually. I got this new microphone. I'm still testing it, but it's
Oh, well, let's test it now.
It's not a condenser microphone for streaming. It's actual cardioid type microphone for streaming. So let me just get it plugged in and see if I can improve things. But I think it's the Wi-Fi that's slowing things down. It's not a microphone problem, I don't think. But I've got headphones for it as well. Put that in there. There we go. Sweet.
I need some plugging in microphone music or fiddling with technology music for those moments.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, just let me know what it's been. Wow. I almost hope you don't get it in. I'm enjoying this so much. All right. Are you there? I heard a squeak. Oh my God. That was worse. You sound trapped in something.
I'm here, Jeff. You hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that one is better.
Hang on, I'm not.
Actually, no, it's about the same.
2 secs. I'm just going to check my audio settings.
Is that the same one that you're usually on?
There we go. No, no. Like I said, I've got a new microphone. Can you hear me now?
No,
Is that
it's
good?
not really any better. Oh my God, Shift. Hey, what's up? Hey, I thought of a joke I made up a joke the other day that was really good, funny, and I forgot it. And I thought of you. I'm like, oh, I have to save this for when I see Shift. And then it like too much time passed and it left my brain. But it was funny, I promise. But anyway, what's up? Thank you for the vibes. I could really use them. And good vibes to you too. That's what we try to do here, believe it or not, on this show. We do try to spread good vibes. I know I don't seem like that much of a good vibey person, and a lot of our guests definitely don't. But we are all about the good vibes here. And making the world better one dinosaur sound at a time. If you haven't given your pterodactyl sample yet, come up and do so. Ah, there, you anyone could do better than that. It doesn't have to be more than that. Thank you, thank you. I'm kind of waiting to see if Ricardo comes back or anyone else wants to hop on. Otherwise, I might start rolling up the carpet. But I'll be out tomorrow. I'll be out all week, just different times. All right, let's see if he's back and functional.
Hello.
Right.
Hello, hello,
It
hello.
might be better. Talk a bit.
Is that better now, Jeff? I'm using my microphone.
It's maybe a little better. Let's try. Let's try to make do with it. See. As long as me and the audience can understand you.
Oh, it's definitely on. I might need to get the settings right, but I am Bluetooth.
Oh, when I had a new mic, it took me forever to make it work.
Yeah, I am Bluetoothing the the audio from the laptop to the my audio mixer. I've got a 4-track.
You actually sound okay now. Yeah, it was interfering
into that.
Something on the Bluetooth. They were like Bluetooths interfering with each other, and it was putting that noise in my speech, just like you. It probably is the Bluetooth.
Could be.
So anyway, what is up? What's going on? What's new?
Well, I just got back from the weekly men's group. You know, the therapy, men's therapy group sort of thing, talking group.
How'd that go?
It went really well. Yeah, it was quite busy. It was good 10 or 15 people there or so. So
that's a lot of men. Ooh, that's nice.
We had to like move some of the tables back to get everyone widen the circle and get everyone.
You'll sit on the floor?
No, we sit around
the chair.
It's like a cafe usually, but we have to move the tables because they're just.
Oh, it's in public at a cafe.
Yeah, well, it's not a public cafe exactly. It's more a community cafe. It has different events there. It's not open. It doesn't function like a regular cafe. I mean, they rarely take money. There's one group that holds that does food, and they kind of ask for they ask for like £5 or so, or a bit for this, a bit for that. But they'll if they know you're really needy and you haven't much money, they'll probably give a free meal. So anyway, yeah, the men's group was good, yeah, but there's going to be no group next week because it's a fucking bank holiday or something.
Y'all do a topic, or it's just like checking in with each individual man?
Well, no, there is a structure to it which I really like because it keeps it from getting out of control and stuff. So it basically there's 6 questions, three questions. The first 3 questions are always the same. So it's like introduce yourself and quick intro and like how have you been, and then the second question is like pick a positive from your week or a highlight, something positive, something good that happened to you this week. And that's not usually hard to find, but you can always skip questions if you don't feel like answering them
Does
or
anyone ever show
whatever.
up with nothing? Like nothing good happened this week?
Yeah, there's some people with some fucking serious problems. There's always some guys going through a messy divorce, or someone's just having major problems with their partner, trying to get rid of them or something. And there's this one guy, and so there's lots of some people come in really upset, and they just need to vent, and it's a
And
supportive
what was the
environment,
third?
so it's great.
What was the third one?
Oh, the third question is so it's usually the longest, and it's basically is there anything you need to get off your chest? And that can go on and on and on for some people because they got a lot.
Yeah, that's a full group right there.
It's well, it's all very supportive. And then we have a break after everyone's answered that, and everyone there's a football, which is just like it's got the logo on it, and it's basically like a talking ball or a talking stick. It's like when you're when you got the ball, it's your turn to speak, and you can't
The
really.
bull.
You can put your hand up to speak if you haven't got the ball, but you can't just heckle people and stuff. That's not nice. It often distracts someone from what they were trying to
Man, these
say,
panels
whatever.
should get a bull, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
You don't have
There's
shut up. You don't have the bull.
Yeah. Anyway, then we have a break, and then everyone's answered, and then the last 3 questions are always like wild card questions, so that there'll always be just something different,
like
something a bit more light-hearted. So so then the group ends on a generally a more light-hearted note, which is good.
Yeah,
but I like that structure, the way they ask the questions. And
how long have you been going?
The first 3 are always the same, and the last 3 are always different, unexpected. So it's good fun.
How long have you been going to it?
Oh, like about a year or so. It pretty much ever since I broke up with my ex-girlfriend, T. That was
that was good. That's some good self-care on your part to get involved with it.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to join groups. I was just joining all the groups I was interested in, just trying to be sociable and see if I could just see what others were going through, in the hope that would help me get over my my heartbreak. And it has, it's kept me busy. And if I wasn't doing that, if I wasn't keeping busy and going next to things, I just been sat at home just thinking about my ex and everything I lost and everything I miss of her, and all that stuff. So it's been dwelling on my feelings for hours and hours, and I just like, I can't help it. But yeah, anyway, I kept busy, and it kept me distracted enough and involved enough with other people's lives and their issues that I kind of help me get over mine.
Yeah, that does help.
It's not always
That's
easy.
helpful.
It's not always easy to talk. And sometimes when I do start talking, I just go on and on and on. I don't know when to stop. I'm just
I guess you
know,
stop when you have nothing else to say.
I need to get my feeling out, my thoughts out. It feels better. It's like a release, catharsis.
Now you can just come on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
Talk
I do
forever.
that too. It's my little secret, though. I mean, I tell people about it, but most people aren't interested. They're just like, oh, okay.
Why do you think?
So you talk
Are
to
they
people
older
on the other
people
side of
or
the
what?
world and blah blah.
It's because of what?
I think probably because it's a new technology,
It's
and
not that
it's
new. It's like 20 years old.
interactive, and you know, there's a lot of old school people that are just used to passively consuming and just watching TV, and not really, you know, the most interaction they'll get is they'll get angry at somebody on the TV and they'll start shouting at, you know, and throwing things at the TV.
Do you think this is better than TV or worse?
Well, of course, because you can interact. I mean, it's
Oh,
like it's more
the
advanced
content, though, the quality of
version
the
of
content.
a chat room. You know, we've all grown up with chat rooms, AOL chat
Mhm.
or Yahoo chat or
Yep,
all these things. You
AOL.
know, all these early things, AOL chat. Yeah, and you know, and this is just. I mean, we're always trying to get closer to people or be able to communicate more, better in more different ways. I'm still amazed we haven't got smell-o-vision yet, because that
Oh, I
should be
don't want
something you
that.
can
Oh
either
God,
turn on
do
or
you
turn
want
off.
that?
Yeah, well, it'd be nice sometimes, because not everyone smells bad.
I don't trust smell-o-vision with this crowd. Not this crowd
You
particularly,
should
but
be able to turn it
YouTube.
off though if it's too, you know, if it's like bad.
I'll just leave it off.
That's too much body odor for me.
They had the smell. What is it? Was it smell-o-vision? The movies. Polyester was one of them. That John Waters movie that would come with the little cards, and there were parts in the movie where they'd put a signal on the screen, and you're supposed to scratch and smell the card, and it's the smell that's on the movie screen at the time.
Oh, I think I've seen some.
And they made a few movies like that.
Cards.
Polyester was one of them. What's it? I think it was called Smell-o-vision. But we could do that. We could all like send each other little cards and scratch them together or something. All right, let's see here. 1981. Oh, I thought it was later than that. Odorama. That's what it's called. It was filmed in Odorama.
Right. It's good enough that we can see people in real time video, you know, HD video quality, even if you don't want to.
Yeah, I was just talking about that, like the difference between the dynamic when you're talking to someone online versus in person. Do you notice a difference?
Well, obviously, like you were saying earlier, you can with online, you can just, for a start, you don't have to smell someone, so that's usually good. And if there's any real problems, you can just turn it off. You can just turn the volume down. You can mute yourself. You can turn your mic off, camera off. You can exit.
Oh yeah, you can't. You can just step out of it. You can just step out of it, and in real life, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The people are always. You can't just blink them away or blink yourself away. Like you can't hear. So that is.
But then again, I don't usually find it that difficult to get away from people in real life either. So
I don't either. But then I come here.
I hate being trapped. I'd hate being trapped with someone, you know, in a situation I really
depends on who it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm almost never trapped.
I just value my alone time, Jeff. I just really, I don't mind being alone.
Do you spend a lot of it here?
What do you mean on live streams?
On YouTube? Yeah, live streams.
No. maybe half of it. Like it's I'd say it's my main source of entertainment and social life. But I do, I will. I've got no problem with socializing in real life. I just
It's
don't
like
like.
hanging out at the mall without having to leave your house.
Yeah, but some of the options in real life usually they center
Gen
around
Xers love it.
alcohol, a bar where there's alcohol, and
Well, yeah, we are
drunk
kind of a
people
bar
everywhere, and
sometimes.
blah blah. I don't like drunk people. I like stoners, but there's not that many places in public where you can congregate with stoners and guaranteed
Yeah, you're
a
right.
good
That was
time.
one when they
Like,
first legalized it here, that was one of the complaints is that people wanted a place where they could go enjoy it in public together,
yeah,
and they wouldn't allow it. They're like, "No, no, no,
there's
not
one day a
can't
year.
do it."
I mean, 420. Obviously, that's just gone a week or so ago. 420. That brings people out. That's only one day a year. And even the police usually leave people alone. They don't hassle people. Usually because there's too many
Oh,
of them.
'cause it's not legal there?
No, technically it's not. But I mean, if you get a prescription, you can get a prescription from a doctor. Go see a private
Oh,
practice,
so they have a
and
medical system.
then it's legal. And a lot of people are doing it. My plug's done it. My dealer, my weed dealer, he's done it. He's literally he's protected. The police can,
Fuck the police.
they can't do anything. They can, if they went in his house and saw weed everywhere, they wouldn't be able to, they'd just go, well, I've got a license. Here you go. Here it is. Signed by a doctor.
You should
Boom.
call them up and say, "Hey, officer, I'm smoking weed right now, and there's nothing you could do. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
What you gonna do, copper?"
Yeah. He's had a few
Oh
moments.
my god, listen to me trying to subvert the police. What's wrong?
It's almost like an insurance policy, against getting arrested or charged or whatever.
Just my best insurance policy is just don't do anything to get arrested or charged over.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
worked for me so far.
That's the
I'm gonna keep
goody mentality. My parents kind of had that. They grew up with that, and so they would.
Were
not
you a
break the
hoodlum
law.
growing up?
I wasn't really. No, not particularly. I was a bit. I used to get bored when I was a teenager. I lived in a small town. I used to get really bored because there was nothing to do, not much to do, and we were too young to drink. Really, we didn't know anyone who did drugs or smoked weed or
Did you
anything.
have
So
siblings or like friends you ran around with?
I've got a brother. We don't really get on anymore. We didn't. We all started growing apart when we were teenagers. He was more into skateboarding and stuff and drinking alcohol, and I was more into getting stoned and, I don't know, taking acid.
Oh, okay.
Stuff. That was when I was a bit older. But when I was a younger teenager, we used to get so bored, and I used to go walk around with my mates. 3 or 4 of us, maybe a few more. And we had a regular posse. We were called the wax jacket posse because most of us had a thing where we wore wax
Would you go
jackets.
terrorize the neighborhood?
Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you know the style of jacket I'm talking about, but it's like
Oh no, it's an actual thing.
They kind of look like farm jackets. They're usually dark green.
Wax jacket.
Yeah, they're like waxed. It's sort of waxy
like
on the outside. It keeps off the rain.
Tell me if this apparently. Is what they are.
Yeah,
this is what came up. This stuff.
I think that's their official name, but we always just call them wax jackets.
Oh.
They're not all that expensive, but they're proper.
Them?
They'll keep you warm, keep it dry. Anyway, we were the wax jacket posse, and we used to go walk around town. We weren't that bad really. We didn't.
Did you wear wax jackets?
Yeah, we did. That's why we were called.
Okay.
That's why we're the Wax Jacket Posse.
All right.
We
Here
always
come
tell
those
them.
wax jacket kids.
But
Lock your
honestly,
doors.
the worst we used to do was maybe get a little bit drunk, and we used to play this game. I used to find empty milk bottles outside people's houses. You don't really see it much anymore. But when people used to have their milk delivered by
In the
milkmen, that was
glass
still,
bottles.
yeah, when it was cheap, when it was cheaper. Yeah, so there'd be, you drink your milk and then leave your bottles out for the milkman the next morning, and you get like a little bit of money off or whatever. But anyway, so we used to take the bottles and we used to play this game as basically throw the bottle up in the air as high as you can, and then somebody else has to catch it.
What? That sounds dangerous.
And if they don't catch it, then it usually smashes on the floor, and we'll laugh and walk away. But
did anybody get hurt?
Didn't do it much, really. Not really, no. Just fun. Tried not to get caught. There's angry people.
What age were y'all?
Like 15, 16.
Oh, like teenagers. I thought you were kids. Okay.
Yeah. No. It's just so boring living in this small town. There wasn't much to do. We used to get drunk just because we were bored. There was like nothing else to do.
You weren't into Dungeons and Dragons?
Why? Well, it's what everyone else is doing.
Getting drunk.
Oh, sure. I mean, I spent most of my life reading books and stuff and listening to radio. I did that for most of my life, but then obviously when you're a teenager, you get a thirst for the social life, for the buzz, for the you just want to get out and see what everyone's doing, and just fucking maybe find a girl, a girl or a guy or someone to fuck or whatever. So it's like, yeah, it's a different world. But no, I got really bored with them, so I moved to the nearest city when I was 17, mostly to get away from my mum, who's just too strict, and she was just nagging and pressuring me the whole time, and so I had to get away from that. So I moved to the city, and things got really, really exciting, really interesting. Met loads of new people, expanded my social circle, did loads of stuff.
How long were you there? How long did you stay there?
Crazy. Well, I was in the city for about maybe 7 years.
Oh, okay.
6 or 7 years. But I was just partying too much. I needed to be rescued.
I know. Oh god, yeah, that happened to me in New Orleans.
Got into raving and partying and dancing and taking ease. I was just addicted.
How did you get it? What got you out of that? How did you finally pull away?
Oh, I had to. I called on my family to help to like save me, to rescue me, but it wasn't exactly a rescue.
But you knew to act. Like what
crazy
when you were in the middle of all the partying? What inside of you was like, I can't do this, or I need to call my family, or what? Otherwise,
I was just the raving bit was fine. It was everything else. My life was falling apart. I didn't have a job. I wasn't working towards anything. I didn't really have any long-term goals. I probably wasn't eating that well. I was doing a lot of drugs, just experimenting really. And but it really, I don't know, like it affected my mental health after a while. I was unbalanced. My life was very unbalanced.
And at some point you had a realization, and you're like, I need to call my family.
Well, no, it wasn't quite that. It wasn't like that. It was more like I had some real real world trouble with some dealers who I owed some money to.
like in the movies.
I fucked up. I failed. Well, I tried to give. Didn't even consider it really. Someone came to me once and said, I've got some really, really good pills and really good acid. And it was top quality. And they, would you go to the club and stuff? Would you be able to try and punt some of it for us?
And by the way, you don't have to confess to crimes on here if you don't want to.
No, it's cool. It's all water under the bridge now. It's like 30 years ago or whatever. So anyway, I tried.
How do you break that to parents? Like,
I wasn't very good.
Hey, mom, dad, I need your help.
So there was these drug dealers trying to kill me, whatever.
You told them that?
Fuck. Told them what?
You told your family that?
No, I didn't. No, not really.
Oh.
No, they're not. No, I didn't want to scare them. Like they're not into violence and all that. They're nice. They're sort of nice people. Well, they try to be.
But they were able to get you.
I did tell them about the drugs though, and the doctor. I thought it'd be best to be honest and open up to my doctor. But
yeah.
I got no. That was the start of my mental health journey when I was 23. I had to move. I chose to move out of the crazy shared house I was living in Bristol. That was the same place that I had my guitar, my expensive Ibanez guitar, stolen from the cupboard because I thought I was the only one with the key. Some fucker stole it one day. That really sent me in a loop. But anyway, so I decided to go home and live with my dad, who was recently on his own in the house because mum had just left him, and so I went. I had to live with him for a bit, and it was difficult. He was drinking a lot, and but yeah. So I was just really depressed. I was depressed.
Did that make it worse, like being in that situation?
Yeah, basically, it was difficult. I had to go back to my hometown. All my friends were gone. Like pretty much everyone had moved to different places or different universities around the country, and hardly anyone I knew was there anymore. So it was like really fucking lonely. Brother had already gone. Obviously, mum had gone. It was just dad on his own, and he was depressed. He was drinking a lot and just not really communicating very much, not wanting to. So yeah, got through that, and then but the doctor. I mean, I have to tell you what the doctor gave me, and that brought me down so quickly. So when he found out all the drugs I've been taking, he prescribed me Valium, regular dose of Valium, 5 milligrams a day or something or more, and chlorpromazine. You heard of that one? Largactil.
What is it?
Largactil or promazine. Chemical kosh, some people call it.
Mm-mm.
Chemical kosh. I think it's one of the strongest one of the strongest antipsychotics out there.
Oh,
completely turns you into a zombie. But so I was like, I went from super manic and psychedelic, fucking woohoo, like everything's great and like woohoo, like what's going on? I went from that
from just the meds
to fucking down, completely down, lower than the ground from chlorpromazine and Valium, right? Obviously, I wasn't taking drugs anymore. I was just straightening out, and like fucking hell. But I had to rebuild from there, and it took 10 years of 10 years of going through the mental health system, going into hospital twice, just voluntarily, just briefly. Just seeing how they put everyone, they just mix everyone together, what they used to.
Did it help? Did going in help?
Did it help me? Well, I suppose a little bit. I came out better than a lot of people. I was able to leave after 10 years and just walk away happily, and they didn't even try to get me back. But obviously I learned a lot on my journey. I met a lot of interesting people with different issues and things, and I made some friends and had some good times. So there's definitely some value there. But it's just the way you're trying to use, like, I don't know, the NHS, like, trying to use that as therapy, or expecting the system to basically sort you out, to make you better, to heal you, is unrealistic. It's not really going to happen, because there's so much, like, there's so many waiting lists, and it's just, the whole thing is underfunded. It may be free at the point of view still.
Yeah, I'm surprised they kept you in it for 2 years.
But honestly, I've been through I went through 3 or 4 psychiatrists, and they all just, I don't know, I only had limited time with them. You get, maybe, it's like you get called up for a psychiatrist's appointment maybe once every 3 months or 6 months.
That was like for the meds.
It's like a special thing, no, just to see how you are, generally.
Oh, like a check.
But then,
did you do actual therapy?
It's worse than a doctor. No, they give you 5 minutes, and it's literally mostly about the meds. And it's like, whoa, the meds working.
So you didn't? Did you do like hourly sessions periodically with anybody, where you just sit and talk about just like the actual therapy?
Well,
where you work?
There was a day center in the town I used to live. There was a day center, but sometimes it was really boring because there was hardly anybody there. There was nobody to talk to. Not much to do, but maybe sit and listen to the radio. Not everyone liked that, because some people just like it quiet. And it's like, not everyone's fucking depressed.
You can stay home.
Understimulated. Yeah, but you're not going to meet anyone at home, Jeff. That's the thing.
Right, but you're not going to meet anybody at a day center where you can't talk or make noise either. Like, why come out in public to just be quiet at a place that people are going to meet other people?
Yeah, well, it used to be that way in the 90s. It became progressively more just serious, and they less sociable. Like, they would, where in the old days,
everything became less fun after Gen X.
In the old days, they used to have like one big kind of common room, and there was a snooker table, pool table, and things to do. There was a radio.
That can't possibly be the olden days. People still do it.
And now it's more just, you've got these little therapy rooms, and usually you're only there for a reason, and unless you've got an appointment with someone in therapy room.
So they don't have like a hangout, like because they used to have centers where people, like little day centers where people could go and meet other people like yourself. And
we used to try, but then some people are so fucking mad, you just want to get away from them, because they just want to talk and talk and talk, and it's just like, are you fucking manic today? Are you having a manic episode? And they go, and some go, I think you might need some more meds. You go,
wait, just from people talking, they think you
need more meds. So yeah,
they probably think
some people were manic depressive. They used to call it bipolar. I've never been bipolar, but it doesn't mean I haven't had some issues and some serious difficulties with my emotions, because I have. So
I think most people have. That sounds normal to me.
I think I've got an advantage over most, that I can rationalize. I can try and rationalize my emotions, but I can easily do it after the event and analyze them, look at my own motivations, see where I might have gone a little bit too far, or been a bit bad faith with somebody, or been a bit too suspicious where I should have been just more trusting. So yeah, I am emotional. I get emotional, but I always analyze what, everything that happened afterwards when I get a moment to myself. So I can learn from it.
Yeah, emotions are normal. I think it's normal. It's human to get emotional. I'm suspicious of people that don't get emotional.
Give me 2 secs.
All right. 1626. All right. We're gonna give him his sex and hang out here till he gets back, I guess. Unless anybody else wants to come up and join the party or whatever we're doing here. I need an intermission myself. I'll wait for him to get back. Today's Monday, right? Yeah. How's your Monday going, everybody? My days are all thrown off. It's my Friday. That's way more than 2 sex. That's a lot of sex.
I'd take my phone.
Okay. Well, I need a few sex myself. So, you think you can hold it down for a while?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And I'll be right back.
Of course, man. I'll just chat to the chat because I've been ignoring them. And I'm sorry.
All right. Ricardo's going to chat to y'all, and I'll be. The chat hasn't even been chatting. So, all right. I'll be right back.
Hey, Mr. B. Never seen you before. Cool name, by the way. Mr. Beak. Shift happens. Shifty, wifty, woo. Sending good vibes. Sending good vibes back to you, Shifty. Haven't seen you live streaming for a while. I want to get into it more as well. I always find an interesting live stream to watch somewhere. And even when I get a little bit bored with the ones I watch, then I find new ones, or YouTube recommends new ones to me. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Hey, Mr. Beak. How's it going with you? Whereabouts are you from? You American or maybe English like me? How's my microphone sounding? Is it okay? It's sounding good to me for my headphones, but maybe I just, like some people say, I like the sound of my own voice. Why not? I didn't like the sound of my voice. Would anyone else want to hear it? Maybe not. Sounds good, yeah? Awesome. You're in Colorado. Oh, that's cool. That's the first place they legalized, wasn't it? Yeah. Are you a smoker or a user?
I heard you whistling. Beak, you're in Colorado? I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. Just chatting to him. That was the first place they decriminalized medicinal marijuana, wasn't it?
Oh, you know.
No, I try and learn about it. Yeah, I take a keen interest in America because they were, because they were first. They did it before we did. Then Canada followed suit by just going, do you
Canada
know
has
what?
it at the federal level.
Let's
We
just
don't even have
legalize it
that.
across the board, the whole country. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's restrictions, for children and stuff, but they haven't, gone, no, it's okay here, but not over there, and this state over here is okay, but that one isn't. And it must be so confusing for you guys. You're traveling
Yeah, it's
around.
like yes, because here from one state to
Like,
another, what's
okay, mate,
perfectly legal in one state
pub
can
it,
get you in jail
take
in
it.
another state.
It's nuts. Yeah, cops have all got
The
guns,
great
and they're all
state. I love it.
they want to shoot you. Some of them.
So,
Have you? I'm just wondering, Jeff. Have you ever been arrested? Even
unfortunately, no. Or
you
fortunately,
haven't.
not yet.
Oh my god.
No.
You must have lived somewhat of a sheltered life.
Never
Then.
been put in handcuffs. When I was growing up, my mom used to use the cops as discipline. And she would call them and they'd come and they'd like threaten to throw me out or sometimes make me leave for a night or something. And I was like back the next
Why?
day. She
She
was
actually
constantly
called.
throwing me out of the house and using the cops as
Wow.
the tool, the enforcement mechanism.
Yeah.
So I had cops come and like help me get out of the house, but I was never taken anywhere.
Did they scare you though? Were they intimidating?
No. In fact, one of them we almost fought. He thought I had a gun, and he grabbed me and like put his arm around my back and slammed me onto the recliner, like onto my knees on the floor, and then he leaned me over the recliner.
Oh,
like
geez.
that's excessive. What?
No. So you do have some experience of the police, and it's not all good.
And then there was a drunk. There was I got drunk at a hotel party one night, and I was out in the parking lot hollering, and a cop. Someone called the cops, and they came. He came, and he was yelling in my face, and he made me leave. And then a few weeks later, he was in the news. He had pulled a gun on somebody while he was drunk at a bar while he was off duty, and he got fired. I'm like, oh my god, that's the cop that was in the parking lot with me that was yelling at me. So it sounded like he had anger issues.
Yeah, sure.
But most of my cop experiences has been very civil, pleasant. I'd like more. I'd like a little more cop experience.
Mine hasn't. It's not all been bad.
Why do you think that is? Like, were you legitimately doing things to draw negative attention your way?
No. They are. The police are generally overly suspicious. They're extremely judgmental. Like extremely like sensitive. If they find out you've been telling porkies, you tell them a lie or something that isn't true, then they'll go mad and go, oh, you're just a liar.
Yeah, I would
whatever
too if you told me a lie. The same thing would happen with me.
Yeah, but when you realise that police
I don't enjoy being lied to.
Really on your side anymore. Well, maybe they used to be, but they're not. Certainly not anymore. Then you do not tell them. But
not if you're out there lying. They're not on your side if you're out there lying to them. That's not two people on the same side.
You don't tell them anything that they don't need to know. They don't actually need to know anything unless they think you're committing a crime. Well, fucking prove it.
But why are they stopping you?
I've been hassled, dude. I've been hassled and pushed. Dude, no. Dude, I've been hassled and pushed around and mistreated and whatever by the cops for so many times, just for being me, just for being.
But how are they coming up to you? Are they singling you out and coming up to you?
Well, I've had so many interactions and so many different things happen with different police. I don't. Most of the time, I don't think it's personal. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like,
and they
what do
just
you
happened
mean?
to be
Like,
some
they're not going to
bored
waste their
police that
time.
just needed someone to, like, honestly,
Like,
so
just a
many things.
random person.
Like, you don't think police try and use their powers?
I don't. The
You know,
police I know don't want to make
in
more work for themselves than they have to,
in
and they
bad
normally
ways.
don't waste their time like messing with people that they're not doing anything. They're not going to be able to make anything stick.
Well, they do.
They want to go after the people that are actually giving them a reason to go after them.
Yeah, but if they're narcissists, as probably a lot of them are, they're going to be jealous of. They're going to act out their jealousy on anybody that they think they see is having a better time than them, or being a bit more free and easy with life than they can be, because they've got all these rules and they're police, and they're not. Yeah, police aren't even allowed to smoke a cigarette when they're on duty. Did you know in this country? Did you know that? Because it might look unprofessional.
There's a lot of jobs I've had I couldn't smoke at.
Sorry, you're breaking up then. I'll wait till you come back.
So am I here?
Yeah, you stop.
Hello?
You'll stop moving.
Oh. Can y'all see?
It's probably my
audience? Am I okay?
It's probably my fucking Wi-Fi.
I think it was your end. Your signal went low.
Turn that one off. Anyway, I've had a problem with my phone as well. Right?
With what?
I got really pissed off earlier with the screen being so dirty, and I tried to clean it with my fingers, and I spit on it, but my spit was dirty. It just made it worse. And I was like, oh fuck! And I'm getting pissed off with this. Now the screen's dirty and sticky. I'm like in the cafe.
Well, don't use your dirty spit. You have to use the right.
Yeah.
Is this on your laptop? It depends on what kind of screen it is.
This is my phone, my main phone.
Oh,
right. And now, and so I put some water. I actually just put a bit of water on it, not a lot. So just wipes it with a soft wet cloth, and then I put it on charge, and I picked it up a few hours later, and the touch screen isn't working. I can't even turn the fucking thing on. So yeah, I think it needs a drying out.
Oh.
I know what to do. A good tip is if you put it in a
bag of rice.
Bag of rice, surrounded by rice, and the rice will just naturally soak up the moisture, and after an hour or so, it should be as good as new. But yeah, I think I just fucked up the touch screen, because it wouldn't even let me unlock the phone now. So it still seems to work okay. I just can't. It's probably a little water in the system.
I know even sometimes when my finger gets sweaty or something, it does that just from having a wet finger.
Mm.
So yeah, if you let it dry off.
Well, the screens wouldn't be so. It wouldn't get so dirty if we wouldn't touch. We didn't have to touch.
Mine stays dirty.
Swiping,
I have fingerprints
swiping up,
and
swiping down, swiping left, swiping right.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I try and keep clean, but
do they make gloves, like white gloves that people can use for? I guess maybe not white, maybe some black gloves for people to swipe with, to not get stuff on their phone.
Yeah, I heard something about McDonald's screens. There's some.
Oh yeah, I don't even touch
on those. McDonald's.
I use my knuckle on those. I don't use my finger. And McDonald's even provides.
They found traces. They basically found traces.
Their screens.
They found traces of feces.
I knew you were going to say that. Please don't.
And it's like,
Please
What the
stop.
fuck?
Please stop. Please stop. That uncle, I will stop. Please.
Just wash your
I
hands.
eat at
Just wash your
McDonald's.
hands before you eat. That's all I'll say. That's what I was taught as a child. We used to wash our hands before we.
But when you're at
before-
McDonald's and you're getting the they hand you the fries, you're not gonna wait till you get to your house and wash your hands before you start eating them. There's no way.
I'm not that. You know.
But McDonald's provides the hand gel because I gel myself every time after I touch that
I
screen.
suppose.
Oh, Beak! Oh, look at Beak. He knows. Beaks. Thank you, Beak. Hang on.
You're really
Let me
break.
bring out the Tetons for you. All right, it's still the only.
Stop.
Thank you so much,
Nice.
Beak. And hey, how about a little bit of fanfare?
Nice donation, Mr. Beak. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Can we see that video again?
See what?
It's quite short.
See what?
What? Okay.
So what are we talking about?
Cannon. Well, just my day,
like getting snapped,
general
cops
life
for no reason.
My
randomly.
history, my mental health history, my 10 years. But honestly, I just think. Then we're talking about police, but then so I've been through a lot of bad stuff. Okay, I've had a lot of stuff thrown at me. I feel like fate has dealt me some really harsh blows sometimes, but I think they happen to everyone. So nobody escapes without some suffering and trauma and through life. It's like it gets everyone. I always used to think there were happy people who didn't. There were these happy people who they just knew what to do. They were in touch with their emotions. They never got depressed. They never got sad. They were just always happy and always just doing what they wanted to. Like happy families and stuff, or happy people, happy friends or whatever. But now I realize that's not. Nobody's like that all the time, and that was a myth. Obviously, you find happiness. You find bits of happiness here and there along the way, unexpected ways, which is nice. But no, happiness isn't a lasting state. It's not something you can.
I don't even try to seek it at all. I don't expect. I'm not looking for happiness.
Learning different things. So you just went then again.
I've never like sat down and asked, "Are you happy?" Or "Are you happy about this? Are you happy here?" I guess that's just not a metric that I use.
I think it should be a factor. It's
It
like
probably
tied
should.
into what they would call.
A lot of times I am unhappy and don't realize it. I stay in unhappy situations way longer than I probably should.
Really bad. I'm just getting lag. I can't have a proper conversation. So I'm gonna head out, come straight back, see if it helps.
Okay,
It's really
we'll try that.
It's annoying as fuck. Thank you.
All right. See you in a bit. All right. Well, tonight is the night of tech. What kind of tech? Tech stuff. Which that's so normal for YouTube now. Let me see who else is streaming, and maybe when I end this, I can redirect you somewhere. Eddie is out. That's about it. Backseat of Eddie's. All right. Oh, I guess he doesn't have it set up for that. So scratch that. All right. Well, while we wait. Right, Ricardo. Well, we may not get him back, folks. If anyone else wants to come up, take the opportunity now. Otherwise, I'll probably wind it down for the night. Here he is. We'll see if that's better.
Yes. Hopefully it is.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, but it started out okay. It just got progressively worse.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's
can you hear me?
Computer. Anyway, yeah. So what were we talking about? Because we were
talking about all kinds of stuff. I think we left off with the cop. Like all the cops were harassing you for no reason.
Well, honestly, dude, I've had so much different experience with different police. It's not like I can just me. Like I said, it's certain people who, you know, like, you can't make someone like you. You can't expect.
That's what I know.
But if they don't, then they don't tend to want to treat you the best. So it can be tough.
But like cop, I don't think cop. At least not in America.
Sense, but like, look, I
don't think cops are walking around trying to find people that they don't like to mess with. That just doesn't.
I've been thrown.
Take up so much of their time and their day. It makes
I've been thrown out of work. Released. I've been released from a police station at 4 a.m. on a cold.
For doing what? Why were you in the police station?
Morning. Questioned about something or other, and they arrest you. They can get. It doesn't matter, but the point is they can keep you in for 24, whatever the. And they usually do.
How did you end up at the police station in the first place?
They run on their time, not yours. So,
what was the occasion?
You spend most of the time just sleeping and waiting for them to, you know, to get you, whatever. But yeah, that really pissed me off. I've just been lied to. You know, they say, oh yeah, we'll give you. At that time, they said, oh yeah, we'll give you a lift back, no worries, you know. And then they just kick you out at 4 a.m. It's freezing fucking cold. You've got no you know, you haven't got proper clothes or anything, and it's just like, oh yeah, they can just treat you like that, treat you like an absolute cunt, and then you're supposed to like, oh okay, yeah, the police are really nice. No, honestly, mate, I've had so much happen to me. So no, I can't. I don't like police generally. It took me a while to realize not to, because I used to love to talk. But that's one of the ways the things they do. They put you on your own. They put you on your own for a good few hours, starve you of human attention, and then
no YouTube.
They get you in the interview room. They're really friendly. There's always like one, you know, good cop, bad cop.
Whatever. Well, hang on. What did you really do that you need?
Like,
hang on, Ricardo.
We're just having we're just having a chat. We're just having a friendly chat. No, they're not having a friendly chat. What they're doing is trying to encourage you to incriminate yourself, and they'll just go, "Oh yeah, you just admitted to I'll have you."
What did you do to end up in an interrogation room? Like,
Ways of
how were you in that situation?
shady ways of the police, dude. I've just been into things.
Yeah, I
I
don't know. I'm a
I had
little
all sorts
skeptical of
happen to
your
me.
absolute
You don't
innocence, I have to
understand.
say.
Sorry,
I mean, it
you,
sounds like
every
you've led
time
a
you
pretty
speak,
wild life.
you break up. I can't hear what you're saying.
Oh, I don't know what to do about that. I said it sounds like you've
Again,
lived a wild life.
a little bit. I haven't tried to like. I was never much of a criminal. I never really wanted to be because
Well, that's
it
good.
just seems like so much trouble.
It
But
does.
I always wanted to do the right thing. But sometimes you got to do the wrong thing to to do the right thing. So
It wasn't without reason.
yeah, I've been pulled into all the situations, but it's like I think it's a bit like Jesus, where Jesus didn't judge people. He hung around with prostitutes, beggars, right, thieves, junkies, drug
Yeah, I
addicts,
don't wanna hang out
whatever.
with those
He
people.
didn't,
I'm not Jesus.
he tried
I
to help everyone.
yeah, and look what happened to him.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I don't have that.
it
Whatever
it
Jesus
it
had that in him that let him do all that, I don't have that in me.
it
I
makes you
definitely judge.
it gives you it gives you um, it gives you a sense of humility, and so
Yeah, I don't have that.
I think it's humbling.
I'm trying to have one. I'm
I don't
working on
spend
it.
all my day. I don't spend my whole day hanging around with drunks and prostitutes. But it's just like, you know, it's the whole thing of not just thinking, not being all snooty and just thinking, oh, I'm better than them. I'm better
Well,
than
I definitely don't think I'm
those stinky
snooty.
bums on the street corner. Blah blah. It's like, mm,
Yeah, snooty
you're
people
a
don't
better.
bother
You're
me.
saying you're a better class of. Not no, I'm not saying you, Jeff, but the snobby people generally. They think they're a better class of human being than some guy sitting begging on the street somewhere. Really? Like
Wouldn't you? I
you're a
mean,
higher grade
that's
human?
most people would probably think they're a better class of people than somebody begging on the street, even non-snooty people.
Well,
Like,
I
nobody
was always told,
aspires to be somebody begging on the
my
street.
dad. No, I was always taught that was the worst thing ever. Like that, my dad always had this fear that he used to project onto us. That oh, what if this happens and I'll leave the house and I'll be on the street and I'll be begging. I'll be on the street and I'll be, like but that never happened. So it was all for him. It was always a fear, just a big, huge fear that actually never happened. So I don't think he ever got a taste of being homeless. I have. I've been homeless for about 3 weeks, and it sucked. It was really,
Yeah.
really difficult. Like it wasn't easy.
I've only done it for a
Just
day or
doing
2, and it
basic things
sucked. It was
sometimes
hard.
is a challenge. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
Say again, Jeff. I didn't hear that
I
again.
said, "Yes, you're right. It is. It does suck."
Yeah. I wouldn't want to have to go through that again.
You have anything else you want to tie it all together with?
I don't get this. It's not my computer. It's not necessarily the internet. It's not my microphone. Because I don't get this problem when I'm on YouTube. When I'm just
It
watching you on
happens with you a
YouTube,
lot. I wonder if
there's
it's a lag.
everything's fine.
Yeah. Is it just
But
is
it's
it
no,
just
it's a
is it like
StreamYard.
something to do with
It's
the
a
distance?
StreamYard thing.
A StreamYard?
Maybe. I think it's a
'Cause
StreamYard
it
thing.
happens a
'Cause this
lot with
doesn't
you.
happen. If I could go back to YouTube right now and I could watch you just talking, I could hear everything you say. There wouldn't be any glitching, wouldn't be any delay.
I think it's on your
but
end because I can hear you pretty
I don't
much
know.
normally.
You keep you just disappeared for a second there. Your image just you went black and there was nothing there for a second.
Yeah, that's
So
I think that's on your end. Like your signal. Sometimes that happens when the signal gets weak.
How much I do to my computer? Maybe.
Are you on
I could
Wi-Fi?
definitely upgrade my Wi-Fi. I mean, it says there's a pro tip on StreamYard when you're coming in. It always says pro tip, a wired connection.
Yeah, I get that too. But I'm on Wi-Fi too, and mine gets slow now and then, and I get that black screen. Right. Oh, well, I guess that's it. Sorry. Yeah, I think our we're done. I think we're done anyway. Signal issues, tech issues, life issues. We got them all here, folks. All right, join me tomorrow, 3 p.m. East Coast, noon this coast, the West Coast. Some say the best coast. I'm not one of them, but join me here. Oops, sorry. Tomorrow, and we will do it again. Thank you, Beat. Good to see you, by the way. Thanks for hanging out. Right. And see y'all tomorrow. Hang on, let me find. Where's the music? Oh well, just enjoy this, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.